heck is this? Welcome back to McNulty's Book Corral. My friend, he goes by the name the Hogtied Magician. He just left and he hid the book I was going to talk about, and he left me some new bandanas, and he said that it's all going to explain itself as I go along. And, you know, sometimes when you have friends and things happen, I've told you before, you got to be careful here at McNulty's Book Corral. Things are weird here, you know. I got this new bandana and what the heck here? Hang on a second. What the heck? What did he do? Alright, so, and then he took my beer. I don't know where that went. You know, I mean, it's just incredible. I don't know. He took my beer, and I don't know what all this is here. There's nothing there. It isn't there. There's no beer there. I don't know what he did with my beer. But, oh, there it is. There's a beer. That looks like a Bellhaven Nutty Ale. Let's check it out. All right, that's fantastic. I don't know how he did that. I had another one. This is pretty good, though. You know, if you're going to talk about books, sit down, have a nutty ale. I hope it doesn't disappear on me again. And I don't get this at all. What the heck did... Oh. Here it is. There's the other one. Now I feel better. Welcome back to McNulty's Book Corral, where any magical thing can happen. Yep.
I'm so cute.
Are you cute? Well, careful. Say, I'm so cute.
I'm so cute.
All right. Okay, so finally, welcome back to McNulty's Book Corral. What a busy day I'm having here. I've got the Hogtied Magician running around stealing things and pulling off magic tricks and all sorts of things going on. And then I have granddaughters running around and everything like that. You know, you just got to do it. Yeah. Excuse me. That's the wrong one. That's that Hogtied Magician left that one. This is what I'm looking for. All right, let's get to it. Let's get this episode over with, for crying out loud. This is funny. Bellhaven Nutty Ale. I'd like to tell you what vitamin juice I'm drinking at any given time during the course of this channel, just so you have an update on my physical fitness regime. Okay, so let's set up. What's going to happen in this episode, other than the crazy things that already happened, is I am going to show you a photograph of me when I had hair. And we're going to get to that when we talk about the third book of the three. But first, I'm going to talk about three contemporary books. I want to talk about James Lee Burke's collection of stories, Harbor Lights. This is right on the market, you know, this year. It's great. Or last year. I'm not sure when it was put out. Let's take a look. Because I don't want to say it's 2024. Yeah, January of this year. So this is on the market. James Lee Burke is one of those authors that I follow. I love James Lee Burke. You know, he's just a wonderful writer. So these are standalone short stories. So especially for you viewers that are perhaps interested in creative writing, short stories right here. Here's the short story form, which is fantastic. I really enjoyed those. And I'm not going to say much about the plots here. James Lee Burke is always high on my list of things that I like. So there you go. You got that going for you. And the reason I'm doing this episode is because previously I've talked about not really enjoying a lot of the contemporary thriller writers, but there are some really good ones that I do monitor. The next one, Stephen Hunter, has a collection of 3 novellas. And Stephen Hunter is the one of the 3 who's kind of a mixed bag for me. And he's written a lot, and I haven't read everything. So, in fact, the last book I read of his was probably 5 years ago. I haven't even picked up some of his recent stuff. But I was looking at this in the bookstore, and I like the novella form myself. And these are 3 3 novellas featuring the Swagger family, Charles, Earl, and Bob Lee Swagger. And, you know, I think of his novels that his Earl Swagger novels are the best. And those are Blacklight, Hot Springs, Pale Horse, Coming Havana, and the new one, which is currently on the market, is called The Bullet Garden. I have not read that yet. I probably will because, again, I think his Earl Swagger novels are the best. He has Bob Lee Swagger novels. I have not read all of those. I've read some that I really, really liked, and then I've read a couple where I was scratching my head wondering what happened. Let me say this because I don't like to be critical. But, you know, you connect with things or you don't. With Stephen Hunter, he is a superb writer. I have no issue with his talent. It's not the talent that's at question here. These, by the way, are 3 excellent novellas. This is a great book, 3 novellas, featuring 3 different Swaggers. So you get them all in one, and they're all good. Of course, my favorite is the first one, which is actually Charles Swagger, because it takes place in 1934. And the issue that I have with Hunter is that it lies in his narrative structural choices. Sometimes he has done things that I think are just incredibly contrary to what he was trying to achieve, and it didn't work for me. One of those books, I can tell you, was a book that was almost brilliant, and it was called G-Man, and it had a framing sequence that was interspersed throughout. That was modern times with Bob Lee Swagger. That was completely useless. But read it and decide for yourself. The rest of the book was brilliant, but that part, you know. And so he makes these narrative choices now and again that I don't agree with. But he is a great writer. I recommend him heartily to you. I'm really glad I bought this. This is fantastic. You know, this was really good. 3 novellas, and the novella form is underrated in the literary community. Although people seem to, like me, I rather write a novella than anything. And finally, we're getting to the best of the 3. All right, Sarah Paretsky, Overboard. Now, she has a new one on the market that I don't have yet, and by the time this episode is posted, I'm going to schedule it in advance. I will have that new book. But this is, prior to that, this is the new one. So this was the pandemic year of 2022, and this is a V.I. Warshawski. You know, I thought Kathleen Turner did a great job in the movie. There's another series out there I've not seen based upon the character. Sarah Paretsky is really a wonderful writer. To me, and I'm not saying this as a diss, she's old school Private Eye. You know, and she's fantastic. This is a great book. This is really, you want to read a contemporary thriller by a contemporary author, read Sarah Paretsky. So we have that going on. I love the fact that, by the way, her novels are set in the Chicagoland area. And that brings us to, we're going to look over here, because years and years ago, I met Sarah Paretsky, and she signed this book for me. This was a reissue of her first V.I. Warshawski novel. And when did she sign it for me? She signed it, I believe, in 91. Yes, March of 91, Chicago, and it was actually in Schaumburg, she wrote. And then she wrote Tom with Good Wishes. Sarah Paretsky. A really nice signature on here. Can you see that? Probably not. There you go. Anyways, so here's the photo. I worked in a bookstore back then, 91, all right? We're going back a ways, and here it is, coming up. And Sarah was great. The bookstore was a Coopersmith bookstore in Woodfield Mall in Schaumburg, where I worked, and it was really poorly managed. I forget what was a division of some other book chain, which is long gone. And the district manager was an idiot, and just not a very good chain. So they had this set up to have her come in, and they did zero advertising for her. They just put a placard out front. She was so sweet about it, you know, but we did get people in to buy some books, and of course all the staff bought books. And I got my photo with her. She's such a sweetheart. I think I look like an elf in the photo. In the curly hair prior to it falling out is really funny to me. Anyways, I got a kick out of it. So Sarah Paretsky is great. She has an active Facebook page. I'm not on Facebook a lot, but she's there. And if you have not read a Sarah Paretsky book, you can get the first one. This is still in print. And then you can get a recent one, Overboard, this is the best of the three today that I'm recommending contemporary authors. Finally got to that point where I'm going to recommend to you as a contemporary author. I don't do that a lot on this channel, but these three authors I think are really good. Sarah's the best of the three today, and you'll enjoy these books. Wow, it took a lot to get this episode done because I had so much going on. Now I got to go talk to the Hogtied Magician and see what he did with that case of beer I bought. Until next time, stay well, stay happy, feed your brain. Read one of these three books.